Now. All right. Well, I'm Daniel Lurie, the chair of the Super Bowl bid committee. We've been going at this for about 9 months now. Mayor Lee gave me the honor and the privilege of taking on this task. We've had incredible momentum. We have an incredible bid committee compiled. We have Mayor Willie Brown involved. We have Charles Schwab. We have Secretary Condoleezza Rice. We have Marissa Meyer. We have Steve Lusso. We have Joe D'Alessandro. We have an amazing collection. But today we're humbled and honored to add some firepower to the committee, and in the form of world champions and a Hall of Famer and folks that have taken part in over 10% of the Super Bowls. And we have great admiration and respect for both of you, and we cannot thank you enough for coming on board and helping us get this over the goal line. We hand off our final package on May 7th to the NFL owners, and then we present on May 21st. But the one thing that we want everybody to realize is that this is a community-wide effort, and this is going to be something that is not just about San Francisco, it's not just about Santa Clara, it's not just about San Jose, it's about the entire region coming together. And the reason I took on this role was that we have amazing things happening in this community. We have amazing technology, we have amazing business leaders, and we want to highlight that, and we're going to over the next 6 weeks. But I'm focused also on highlighting what's happening for those that things are not yet great. We have 1.3 million people who are too poor to meet their basic needs. And so what we're going to do by bringing the greatest game to the greatest city and region is we're going to make this good for the entire community. And that's why this is going to be the most philanthropic and the most impactful Super Bowl bid, and hopefully Super Bowl the NFL and the nation's ever seen. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Lee. Mayor Lee.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Daniel, thank you again for your wonderful leadership heading up our Bay Area Super Bowl committee, bid committee. Jed, thank you again. I still remember the very first time we talked about what it was and what the Niners meant to us, and I want to thank you and the whole 49er franchise for continuing to work on this wonderful legacy that we have with the Niners, and supporting, if not helping us lead the Super Bowl bid committee as well. You know, just the last couple of days, I have to admit that some of us were kind of looking very disappointed about the events regarding the Blue Angels. And it just kind of reminded us how important these events are to a great city like San Francisco, to the fan base, but also to the residents, as well as to neighborhoods and to businesses. Events like the Blue Angels and like the Fleet Week, we can't do without, because when they do decide that they can't be here for any reason, there's a real heavy breathing that goes on, and that's certainly something that I felt. But that means that I'm as enthusiastic about the America's Cup, because that'll definitely be a strong filler in, but I am absolutely thrilled and enthusiastic about our Super Bowl bid. And it'll be a great thing for us to do. It brings, as Daniel said, all the elements of our Bay Area together, the cities, the corporations, the neighborhoods, the fan base, and it has that philanthropic overtone that I love about what the NFL will do with us with the proceeds of this wonderful event. You know, I've had a chance, and I know all of you have had a chance to relive the excitement recently of the Super Bowl. And as I told Coach Seifert and Steve Young just now in my office, I paced 5 yards back in my office all day long and at home just to relive that possibility that occurred this past Super Bowl. And that just reflects the excitement that we have with the Super Bowl bid. And now today, it's my privilege to co-announce with everyone here 2 people that are additional firepower to our Super Bowl bid committee. George Seifert and Steve Young really don't need introduction, but I love talking about their past here with our Niners. Coach Seifert led the Niners to 2 Super Bowl victories in 1990 and 1995, and he brought his own 49er legacy because during his time, as I remember, the 49ers earned the best defense team in the whole nation. That was a wonderful, wonderful achievement, and it continues with that legend. So, Coach, thank you for bringing your winning record and your wonderful, great name to help us win another Super Bowl bid for Super Bowl 50 or 51 for the Bay Area. And Coach Seifert's partner in 1995 was, of course, the legendary Hall of Famer, famous quarterback Steve Young, who threw a record 6 touchdown passes during that game and became the first ever player to lead a Super Bowl in both rushing and passing. Steve, thank you for your support, your leadership, and your lending your legend to our Bay Area Super Bowl bid to help us complete the final yards of this effort and bringing it all the way through to the end of to the end zone. You know, George and Steve and Jed, they all know that there's no better place in America to host a Super Bowl 50 or 51 than the San Francisco and the Bay Area. And with San Francisco as the official host city and the game to be played in Santa Clara, we know that every hotel room and every restaurant between here and San Jose will be filled, and that the entire region will come together and benefit tremendously from the hosting of the Super Bowl. And that's why we have so many of our departments that are here, from our city administrator to our public works, all of the city families coming together with the Bay Area to make sure that we host a great event for the whole entire area. And I know that once we host this first Super Bowl, once we win it and we host it, that will be in the rotation for future Super Bowls as well. We have the hotel rooms, we have the hospitality, we have the transportation network, we have the businesses, the community support, the philanthropic support to do this right and do this well. So I want to just again thank Daniel, thank the entire Super Bowl bid committee, and welcome in George and Steve to join Jed and Daniel and all of us in making sure that we persuade the NFL in May that we have earned the right to host Super Bowl 50. Thank you.
Well, as you all know, we have the draft coming up, and we have a lot of draft picks. Well, for our Super Bowl bid committee team, we traded up to get the 2 top guys in the draft. And we have them now in Coach Seifert and Steve Young. And I think it's very important to echo what Mayor Lee said. This is about bringing a region together. You know, everyone from San Francisco to Santa Clara to San Jose, bringing everything together. That's what sports is about. That's what sports does for a community. And we've been working tirelessly to build a state-of-the-art stadium that embodies Northern California from a technological standpoint, from a sustainable standpoint. And you know, to iterate one of the things that I'm most proud of, this will be the first lead stadium in the National Football League, and we'll be net neutral to the grid for our 10 home games. It means for our home games, we'll be powered completely by the sun. Nobody else can say that in professional sports in this country. And I think that's something that highlights what we're trying to do and what we're trying to show sports can be, not just a great thing for the community, but a beacon for what we should be striving for every day in our life, from a technological standpoint, from a sustainability standpoint. And we're very excited that the weather's been fantastic over the winter. We're ahead of schedule on construction. We're moving forward, and we can't wait to play our first game in 2014. And we're looking very much forward to hosting a Super Bowl and getting ourselves into the rotation. I mean, as we all know, we live here, we love the Bay Area. We want to show everybody else in the world that this is the greatest place to host the greatest game in the world. And I'd like to introduce Coach Seifert and really thank both Steve and George for being here and being a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jed. Thank you, Mayor and Dan. I'm obviously proud and excited to be part of this committee that will attempt to bring the 50th Super Bowl to the San Francisco Bay Area. It was in, I believe, 1967 that the first Super Bowl was played in Los Angeles, California. And it seems only fitting now that the NFL bring the 50th Super Bowl to Northern California and the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco and the area over the years has hosted successfully many NFC championship games, a Super Bowl at Stanford in 1985. I thought it was 95. The years go by so rapidly. And as well now, most recently, World Series games. And we have so much to offer. We're going to have an awesome stadium. As far as the San Francisco Bay Area and the attractiveness of the city itself, and from the wine country to the north to Carmel to the south, it's a great venue to host a game. I'm familiar with one of the two areas in particular more than the other, the north, the wine. And at any rate, we have a tremendous tradition going back to the days of Kezar and our great football players, and we have one of the only backfields where everybody's in the Hall of Fame. Y.A. Tittle, Joe Perry, Hugh McElhaney, John Henry Johnson. I'm sure all of you remember all of those players in Kezar. And but now we have the great players that have been a part of our tradition. We offer a great venue. I'm excited to be part of it. And at the same time, I'm excited to introduce Steve Young. And Steve is obviously one of the reasons we're able to win so many games and to win the Super Bowl in, what year was that? 95? Or is it 1995? Thank you very much.
Thanks, George. It's always good to just reunite with him, too, to see him. Super Bowls have a way of defining careers, as a way of defining cities. And you look at the championships that have been here, recently with the Giants, obviously with the 49ers back in the mix, and the history of the 49ers. We've been associated with Super Bowls, and it's an association that we really relish. The idea that it would be here in San Francisco makes sense. It's one of the great destination cities in America. We were lacking the physical plant, the stadium, to do it, and now that's been taken care of, and I appreciate those efforts. Super Bowls also have a way, these big defining moments, to build a lot of bridges. That both Daniel and the mayor and George mentioned that this is a bridge building effort, and I appreciate being associated with that kind of inclusivity that would allow people to, any strained relationships over the years and civically or otherwise, that they could be mended. And the Super Bowl is a great place to do that. I'm appreciative of the efforts to do that. I think that if you think about where the Super Bowl has been in the past and compare it to San Francisco lacks nothing, and really the entire Bay Area to host a tremendous event. And I think it obviously makes sense to everybody here, but I think even nationwide, people think about the Bay Area and think, well, of course, that makes sense. And so I look forward to that game and look forward to hopefully winning that bid next month. Thanks a lot.
Steve, George, thank you very much for coming on board. Supervisor Farrell, thank you for all your efforts on the supervisor side. Mayor Lee, Jed, thank you all. We will take, you guys can grab us afterwards. We're not going to take questions now, but May 7th, bid is due. May 21st, we present in Boston to the owners. And with this team behind us, we're going to get it done. So thank you. Have a great day.
SF Gov TV, San Francisco Government Television.